Hey guys, how are you? Good. We're gonna do a reading. This is gonna be a reading for the universe, okay? I got a new deck, the grandmother deck. We're just gonna use these cards today. I just want everyone to know right now, the universe energy is, this is the deck we're using, okay? Is really sensitive right now, so just be aware of that. There's like a lot going on. Hence, I even tried to get the camera to work today, right now, just for this reading, and it's taken me so much effort. It's been a little bit, so I know that's just the energy that's out there, period. It's not just happening to me, it's happening to all of us. That's why so many times we can relate to each other's messages. So just know and disregard right now the fact that the camera, unfortunately, we're in my car. This is in between clients. For those that know me, know that we do other things. So I'm going to start shuffling. Things are slipping. So this is going to be for everyone, for divine energy. I would like you to be here present with us. This is going to be a reading for all of us right now in the world. This is going to be a reading for everything that's happening. I want to talk about how the energy is shifting in the world, how the world is shifting completely, and how it's impacting all of us. Not just some of us, all of us. It's going to impact all of us in the same way, but we're all going to be triggered in different ways, okay? So this is going to be the things that the universe is going to be testing us on. This is why all of this is happening. And so we're going to do a reading to kind of do this. I did this in the beginning of COVID, and now we're going to be doing this now, not towards the end, but a little bit longer. So the first thing that popped out, and I'm so sorry guys that the camera is floating. There's only so much I can do, okay? Is wisdom. So the reason wisdom came out in reverse is because first, and I just want to start by saying, you guys, I'm a channeler. That's what I do. I did not know how much I channeled. I've been actually on this new journey where I can see everybody's guides, including mine. It's actually been like this for a while. I didn't realize that not everyone was like that. But so when I channel read, I need everyone to know that no matter what energy comes to the reading, when I'm channeling, that means I'm being talked through. So if any, what I'm trying to say is, you'll notice that there's going to be different triggers on different emotions, different ways of me saying things. If I come at a little bit more harshly, that also could be someone that's passed that that is speaking through me, being very direct. That's just for all of my readers. All the people that watch me on my YouTube, I just want to let you guys know. I don't advertise that I'm a channeler, but I am. So remember, all the messages are channeled messages, okay? So again, this is for Divine Universe. Wisdom's the first card that popped out. The reason wisdom popped out is because all the wisdom that any of us, in no matter what sign, person, individual that you are, anything about you, it doesn't really matter on the wisdom that you have right now. That's shifting. The reason it's shifting is it's not to show you and to take away all of the wisdom that you've gained through your experiences. It's making you realize, thank you. It's making you realize that at the end of the day, our wisdom comes through healing and companionship, which is on the bottom. What does that mean? That means when all of us are doing what we're doing and we're running around like crazy people and throughout our lives, like we have been, the reason we're doing that is because we're trying to find different ways of being grounded. In other words, I feel overwhelmed. I deserve something and I'm going to do something special for myself. In other words, putting good energy out there, right? Okay, so here, yeah, that was an orb that just flew behind us, by the way. So goosebumps. Awakening, reverse. The world needs to have a spiritual awakening. I already did a reading based on this, but here we are going to do it again. The reason we need rejuvenation. Okay, so if we look at rejuvenation, you can see that they are sitting there. getting served, relaxing, right? That's what we've been. We've been knowledgeable on the world we've created. We've been able to rejuvenate through vacations. We've been able to rejuvenate through buying things or creating our elements, our spaces, our homes, our luxuries. The reality is there's a rude awakening that's happened, because when all those things are taken away from you at the end of the day, are you still going to have the knowledge and the security and the healing to be able to get through these things and these situations that we can't usually get through? Because what do we tend to do as individuals? Get on medicine. Another thing besides medicine, oh my gosh, you guys, it's so weird to see my hair blonde again, because I haven't since COVID. Oh my gosh. My Aqua's like, welcome back. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so different. It looks amazing. He's fucking amazing. I'm not surprised. But anyways, so making sure that we're still healing. What does that mean? Taking care of ourselves. See, it's been 6 months since I took care of myself, so I'm going to go and do that. Does that mean every single day when I have a bad mood or I go through something, I need to go buy something for myself? No. Does that mean I need to go make sure that I have enough things that make me comfortable at home? Realistically, if all those things are taken away, and those are the ways and techniques that you use to be able to heal yourself and to get through traumas in the past, present, or future, whatever, it's not going to work anymore. Why? Because what happens if all of our food gets taken away and you were so conveniently comfortable with being able to go to a supermarket that you've never learned how to grow something to be able to heal? Once you learn how to do that, you can talk to people about it. You can learn with people to find out what they're doing about it. You can create these different healing within yourself, because you become very aware of the ways that you can fix your environment. Not only is it fixing your environment, it's actually allowing you to create inevitably what you want to be able to create by yourself. So you can see how valuable that healing actually brings you when you start to realize how independent, unique, and strong you are without having to rely on the things that have been so easy for us. Spirit and the divine are wanting us to know it's very easy for us in this day and age to put different things in front of us that are inevitably manifesting, but they can distract us easily. Money essentially will be worth nothing if certain things happen, right? Because it's energy, it's the unknown, it's inevitable. We don't really know what's going to happen, you know what I mean, in the world. You don't know if, just like if we were a cancer survivor, we don't know if it's ever going to come back. Even if we don't have it, we don't know if we're going to get cancer. We don't know if we're going to die tomorrow. We don't know. And the point is, let's just say you were to turn around and die tomorrow. Being the best at the best of what you want financially is awesome, but at the end of the day, if you are only leaning on your biggest success through work and other things and not creating healing in relationships, what are people going to remember you by? Spirit wants you to kind of have us all, right, sit and reflect on what are we stepping up to bring to the world. And then if everything was taken away from us, what is Spirit... Are we going to be able to be the same people? Are we going to be able to teach the same things? Are we going to be able to still walk it like we talk it? Are we, goosebumps all over, are we going to be able to just sit here? Sorry guys, this is slightly channeling and slightly not. Are we going to be able to be here and get through these blockages, what look like are undire like necessities to everything that we know, and they're just being taken away, and it feels so unjustified. But inevitably, if we have everything taken away from us, wouldn't that not show us where we rawly are authentically within ourselves? Spirit, thank you. Mothering nature, reverse. Okay, Pocahontas. Think of all the colors of the wind. Am I the savage or are you? What does this mean? Again, what does she mean? At the end of the day, we have energy in anything and everything around us. Everything that we need, Mother Nature provides. So when this happens and we're in this crisis, all of us, and we don't know what to do and we don't know how to act, and everybody's strange and everything that we know has been taken away from us, and what do? Do we go in nature? Do we learn how to survive? Do we learn how to scrap? Do we learn, say, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen, but I at least can do some things for myself that are going to allow me to spiritually know that at the end of the day, I still have something that I can do to nourish my soul, to help others, to build communion, to build community. How are we from the raw going to be able to rebuild what we don't know, right? Mother Nature is going to do what she needs to do to remind us that inevitably all these beautiful things that we give ourselves to, aka ground, or these things that we give ourselves when we're uncomfortable and we don't know what's going on as humans, when those things aren't there, what do you really have? If at the end of the day you don't really have anything and you don't know how to handle it, are you really taught, or are you really in a space spiritually, mentally, and just emotionally to be able to deal with things that can happen in your future? Let's be honest. Most of us, what do we do when we have anxiety? We go get on medicine, right? The one thing with medicine is, yes, medicine is not terrible for us, right? But what are we doing along with the medicine, what we're taking, to make sure that we are spiritually going to continue to grow? What dreams can we have that potentially can get subdued because of the fact that we become numb slightly from ourselves to be able to understand how to actually hit our dreams, right? Because when we actually put our hands in shit to do shit, right? Look at history. Look at where we've been based on dreams, right? Dreams is what's going to change that for us. Okay. Then we have vulnerability, awakening, and listening. Okay? I just got told that is it. That's the reading. Okay? So, when you're vulnerable, okay, how hard is it to dream? When you're not listening, or if you choose to listen, that's when the awakening can happen. These two things can't happen together. These dreams can't happen if you're vulnerable to making the steps you need to take. Inevitably, if you need to make these changes, right, within yourself and the universe, and if we need to work on striving to be able to be better, stronger individuals within ourselves, if we need to be doing these things, how do we do these things if we don't know? How are we supposed to have a spiritual awakening if we don't know how to get grounded? You know what it is? We need to reevaluate in ourselves. Maybe we don't have the traits that we need right now within us to be able to cope with the situations that we have right in front of us. Spirit, what are some ways that we can cope right now? What are some areas, Spirit, that we can cope right now? Thank you, Spirit. Companionship, reverse. So, what are we doing? The polar opposite of companionship. Yeah, half of us are gravitating towards our families, our friends, our comfort zones, what we know, what we always cling to. But inevitably, we don't just need each other. We need everybody. So yes, we can sit and point fingers because we're overwhelmed and we're stressed and we don't know who started and we don't know where it came from and we don't know why this is happening and we don't know what we don't know, and when we do know, we know what we didn't know and why we didn't know it. That's the reality of life. Companionship isn't just about companionship for the people we love. The most impressive thing about companionship is when you show companionship to others, whether or not you realize it, you're responding based on your own fear of the unknown. And we all can sit and give our opinions of what we know, of what we think we know, of who did it, of who started it, and point all these egos and fingers and fear-based things. But at the end of the day, we need all of us. We need all of us to work together. Viking era, look at that. Did they have a whole bunch of individuals that cling to their families? No, they had to work together. They had to evaluate things. They had to work in a team. They could not sit and overthrow and throw all of this utter chaos at one person, because it's not. It's not just one person. And if you truly think that it is, it's a rude awakening. Because the reality is Mother Nature is rejecting what does not care and take care of her. And all these essential pieces of BS that we put in and out of our lives, that we do not listen to, that we do not allow any rejection towards us on acknowledging the fact that mankind, period, not one man, mankind, period, inevitably does not know how to deal with trauma. What mankind knows how to deal with is what mankind created. Well, this isn't something that mankind created. Whether you think that or not is your blessing and right as an individual. That doesn't mean that's what it is. Man is not intelligent enough to create what is here. And I think it is quite adorable that we all think that man is so much more intelligent. But the reality is we're rejecting the fact that at the end of the day, we cannot survive on man. One man for himself is the world we live in. It's up to you. Are you going to keep bending and listening to all the stress, mediocrity, all the different opinions, all the different ways that it could be, all the different blah, 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 and reject the reality that man is codependent on essential and non-essential comforts that we take, and then we hide with our families and allow each individual separation of man, in a sense, to compartmentalize in these little individual groups, which actually inevitably pulls us more further away from each other, making us reject each other more of the unknown and the fear and the ego and the petrifying fear of itself, instead of realizing at the end of the day, it might just be a natural event that you don't know about. And I know, especially for my earth signs, this is going to be fucking petrifying. Why? Because you guys are the capital builders, creators of earth. So this is ground to you. Well, you're taking away my ground and I'm getting rejected by what? But did we even acknowledge when creating the things that we've created, Mother Nature? Or did we come in, like Pocahontas was saying, where we don't even see who's the savage of us all? Who's the wrong? I'm not saying that we're bad for doing what we're doing, right? What I'm saying is we're rejecting the reality that sometimes we create our own reality and we respond out of comfort and fear and grounding, which at the end of the day isolates ourselves from people that really are out there that need help. Emotional, physical, food, water, etc. This has been an issue in our world for all of eternity. But now that it's happening to us, it's very different. It's not different. It's the same. And this is what Mother Nature, in my personal opinion, wanted us to recognize. You can write a check all day long and send it on its way. But are you going to put in the time, the effort, and the awakening process into stepping into realizing that at the end of the day, we don't know what we don't know. And then when we do know what we don't know, we find out that we were wrong. And then it's like, oh, well, how was I supposed to know? Exactly. So why did you make a press judgment? Or why did you make an assumption? Or what? Well, this is what the news, this is what we all have the right to be able to broadcast whatever we think, right or not. Consider not knowing and spending this time to be able to not only create within yourself, grow strong connections with others that you know potentially are not in as healthy as a mind frame as you are, okay? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Identity gone. What does that do? Makes us vulnerable. What does that do? Put us in a victimhood mentality. And what does that do? We perceive things in ego and fear. That is mankind right now. Now, we can point fingers at any man that we want, but at the end of the day, this isn't man. This is nature. We can open our eyes or we can close them. It's up to you at the end of the day, but the problem's not going to change and the problem's not going anywhere. Okay? Let me know if you want me to do a more extensive and or more readings like this, because I totally can. I just want to make sure people like them. Okay? I want you guys to think about that. Find different ways. How do we do this? Well, find things that you really cling to and find different ways instead of going and buying them to see if you can actually put some of your time and effort into creating it for yourself. Not only will it help build confidence within yourself, you'll actually understand the foundation of which things are made, which is all about nature, the foundation and creation of what is made, instead of mocking what has already been created by nature. Let's understand the basics. Let's understand how our brains work. Let's understand that we might be crazy like me sometimes, and we might be goofy like me sometimes. And that's okay, because there's a lot of different energies shifting around us. I love you guys.